A cop walks up to your car window, shines a flashlight in your face, and asks you one question. And in the next 10 seconds, depending on how you answer, you go from a law-abiding citizen to a suspect facing felony charges. That question is, do you have a gun in the car? The terrifying truth is that almost nobody knows how to answer it correctly. Not because they are criminals, not because they are hiding something, but because nobody ever taught them what their rights actually look like on the side of a dark road with blue and red lights flashing in the mirror. I'm Sarah from GunGuidePro, 10 years in the firearms industry, and what I am about to tell you is the kind of information lawyers charge hundreds of dollars an hour to explain. Most gun owners go their entire lives without hearing it. You are about to hear it right now. Before we go any further, subscribe to GunGuidePro right now and turn on every single notification. We are a new channel building something genuinely important here. Plain language legal coverage that protects gun owners before they need it. Every subscriber tells us this content matters and gives us the motivation to keep going. 2 seconds. Completely free. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's get into the question that could change your life. Most people think they have exactly 2 options when that question gets asked. Tell the truth or lie. That is it. That is the whole menu. And both of those options, as most people execute them, are catastrophic mistakes. Lying. You panic and say, "No officer, no weapons." You figure it ends there. Here is what you just did. In many jurisdictions, lying to a law enforcement officer is a crime. It does not matter that your gun was legally owned and stored. The moment you made a false statement, you crossed a legal line and handed the prosecutor a gift. If that officer finds probable cause to search and finds that gun, you are no longer dealing with a traffic violation. You are facing obstruction charges, false statement charges, and your legally stored firearm becomes evidence against you. Lying is out. Unrestricted honesty. You say, "Yes, sir, I have a firearm, I have a permit, it is in the glove compartment." You think you have done everything right, but you just told a trained law enforcement officer there is a weapon in the vehicle. The stop immediately escalates into what their training categorizes as an armed encounter. The officer's entire posture changes. They ask you to step out, possibly handcuff you for officer safety, ask to secure the firearm, start asking follow-up questions. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What else is in the car? Every answer you volunteer is raw material for an investigation that never needed to happen. You tried to be cooperative and walked yourself into a constitutional nightmare. So if lying is a crime and volunteering everything is an uncontrollable escalation, what does the law actually give you? Drop your state in the comments right now. I want to know exactly where GunGuidePro viewers are watching from and whether your state has duty to inform laws. I personally read and respond to every single comment. The answer is sitting right there in the United States Constitution. 2 amendments, 2 shields. The 4th Amendment protects you from unreasonable searches and seizures. An officer cannot search your vehicle without a warrant or probable cause. Here is what most people miss. A search is almost always legally reasonable if you give consent. If the officer says, "Can I search your car?" and you say yes, you just signed away your 4th Amendment right with 1 word. The constitutional protection evaporates instantly. You are allowed to say no. Saying no is not an admission of guilt. It is an exercise of the rights this country promises you. The 5th Amendment gives you the right to remain silent. Everyone thinks this only applies to serious crime arrests. That is dangerously wrong. Your right to remain silent applies anytime law enforcement questions you. Period. And your silence cannot be used against you in court. A prosecutor cannot tell a jury this person must be guilty because they refuse to answer. That is constitutionally prohibited. The question, "Do you have a gun in the car?" is specifically engineered to get you to surrender both of these rights simultaneously. It sounds like casual conversation. Most people answer it without realizing what they are doing. Here is your exact 2-step script. Step 1. When the officer asks about a gun, look him in the eye, stay completely calm, and say clearly, "Officer, I don't consent to any searches." You have not said yes. You have not said no. You have not lied. You have not been rude or combative. You have invoked your Fourth Amendment right in precise, legally recognized language. That one sentence stops the entire fishing expedition in its tracks. The officer will push back. They are trained to push back. They may say, "If you have nothing to hide, why not let me look?" Do not take that bait. Do not argue. Do not explain yourself. You do not owe anyone an explanation for exercising a constitutional right. Step 2, immediately follow with, "Am I being detained or am I free to go?" This forces legal clarity. If you are free to go, thank him and leave. If you are being detained, the situation has changed. Your response is calm and final. "I am exercising my right to remain silent and I would like to speak to a lawyer." And so, then stop talking entirely. The conversation is over. You have built a constitutional wall around yourself. Which politician in your state do you think has done the most damage to gun owner rights during police encounters? Name them in the comments. I want to see who this community holds accountable. Here is the part that trips up even educated, careful gun owners, and it has put innocent, licensed, responsible people in jail. Duty to inform laws require, not suggest, not recommend, require that you proactively tell a law enforcement officer you have a firearm during any official encounter. In states with these laws, silence is not protected. Silence is a crime. If you are pulled over in Ohio, Michigan, Texas, or several other states with a firearm in the vehicle, you are legally obligated to inform the officer proactively. Not when asked, before they ask, the moment the encounter begins. Failure to comply is a criminal offense. It can mean arrest, losing your carry permit, and a record that follows you for life. Not because you did anything dangerous, because you did not know the law in that specific state. If you are in a duty to inform state the moment the officer engages with you before anything else, say calmly and clearly, "Officer, I want you to know that I am a permit holder and I have a firearm on me." Then stop. You have fulfilled the legal requirement. You have stated a fact. You have not consented to anything. If the officer then asks to see the weapon or wants to hold it during the stop, you revert immediately to the original script. Your duty was to inform, not to surrender, not to consent. In states without duty to inform laws, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, and others, you have zero legal obligation to volunteer information about a firearm unless directly asked. Keeping quiet is not just your right, it is smart legal strategy. Millions of Americans travel through multiple states without ever learning where those legal lines are. They assume the rules are the same everywhere. They are not even close. What is your favorite constitutional protection? Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, or Fifth Amendment? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know what this community values most. Here is the bottom line. A person who has done nothing wrong, who purchased legally, trained responsibly, obtained their permit, and stored their weapon exactly as the law requires, can have their life upended by a single uninformed answer to a single question on the side of a road. Not because of malice, because the system creates conditions where the informed and the uninformed are not treated equally. Knowing your rights is not enough. You have to know how to use them in real time under pressure in the 10 seconds you have before an ordinary traffic stop becomes a legal catastrophe. So here is what you do tonight. Memorize those 2 sentences. I don't consent to any searches. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Look up your state's duty to inform law right now before you drive anywhere. Learn the laws in every state you regularly drive through. And tell the people you care about, because the person who needs this most is the one who has never thought about what happens when that flashlight hits their window. The best time to learn your rights was before you ever needed them. The second best time is right now. Here is what you do immediately. First, subscribe to GunGuidePro and hit that notification bell immediately. We are a new channel, and every single subscriber gives us the motivation to keep delivering this level of content for you. Second, smash that like button and share this video with every gun owner you know who carries in a vehicle. Third, answer all 3 questions in the comments right now. What state are you watching from? And do duty to inform laws apply where you live. Which politician has done the most damage to gun owner rights during police encounters in your state? And what is your favorite constitutional protection? Second, Fourth, or Fifth Amendment? I personally read and respond to every single comment on this channel. Gun Guide Pro is just getting started. Be here for every development. Stay informed, stay armed, stay free. I'm Sarah from Gun Guide Pro. See you in the next one.